So why all the hate for Hex? Tell me, because the people that come into our Telegram that have been saying you got to get rich on, like, we tried once before, it didn't work, we're gonna try again. Why do people hate? Those who hate Hex, obviously those who love it, worship. Why do those hate?
So, well, let me tell you what it is, and then you can be in awe and try and figure out why they hate you.
Okay.
If you took Bitcoin and you replaced its proof of work with another proof of work, would it still be Bitcoin?
Well, no, it's not Bitcoin.
No. Okay.
Bitcoin's
so,
Bitcoin.
well, I guess we're screwed then, because what if the government starts pumping out SHA-256 miners? I guess we all go home, right? There's no proof of work change that we could use to like solve that problem.
I'm just saying Bitcoin is
Yes,
Bitcoin.
we could.
But
No,
yes, we could
no,
solve
it's
the
not.
problem. You could have another
It's a
coin.
socially enforced network. It's a socially enforced network that uses social consensus to change the rules of its network at will. So there used to be a 1 megabyte block limit, and then they changed it to a 1.4 megabyte block limit by doing user activated soft fork SegWit, which changed the weighted to 1.4. Then they just had another upgrade, which changed it to Taproot. Didn't used to exist. And so at will, using social consensus, they can upgrade the network however they want. They could change.
Okay, I want to step back here real quick, bud. When you say they, explain to the audience, who is they?
The miners.
Okay.
With the help of the developers. So the miners, it's hard for the miners can't do it on their own because it requires software development work to do. And they'd be scared to try it on their own because software development is so hard. Bitcoin's had 2 inflation bugs where anyone could mint as many free coins as they wanted. It actually happened in 2010, and they had to roll back the chain. And it happened again 2 or 3 years ago. And a Bitcoin Cash developer discovered it and responsibly disclosed it instead of minting as many free Bitcoin as it wanted, because it's garbage spaghetti code that has no modularity whatsoever, not even a written spec that you could write to. So any new piece of software you write has to be bug for bug compatible. You have to make all the bugs active in your fork to match the rest of the chain. It's not good software. And that's a reason that inflation bugs are the most dangerous bugs in all of crypto. Let me list you the coins that have had inflation bugs. 10% of Ravencoin got minted out of thin air from an inflation bug and dumped on exchange. I think 2% or maybe 10% of XLM lumens got minted out of thin air and dumped on exchange. Bytecoin and Monero had inflation bugs. Luckily, the Monero one wasn't executed, but the Bytecoin one was. You see these constantly. Bitcoin's had them twice. You want to know how you solve those problems? You take your consensus code and you lock it in a smart contract that no one can ever edit, no one can ever change. And then when you upgrade the network, you don't accidentally introduce a consensus flaw where anyone can mint free coins. So HEX and every single other standard ERC20 actually is more secure from inflation bugs than any of these proof of work networks, which is why you never have any problems. When's the last time you heard of bog standard ERC20 ever having any problem whatsoever? When have you heard of proof of stake networks having problems? Ever the problems you see are proof of work networks. ADA is down. Solana's down. Solana has been down 3 days. But ERC20 users flying high. Life is easy. No inflation bugs on the Ethereum network. Does Bitcoin have a bug bounty program? No, Ethereum does. So long story short, all HEX is Bitcoin with a proof of work change. Instead of destroying the environment to do proof of waste, proof of work, to yield inflation, to dump the price, to give to the electric company. So the inflation in Bitcoin only pays people to destroy the environment. And the mining council of Michael Saylor that he put together said that 70% is renewable, which leaves 30% blowing the environment up. And the more the value of the Bitcoin is, the more you have to blow the environment up to defend that. Even though we've had years of proof of stake works fine, and you don't have to dump the price to pay for anything, less negative externalities. So all HEX is Bitcoin. It's a network that inflates at a very low percent in order to reward the participants for doing something that we think is good. And in Bitcoin, what they think is good is nuke the environment for security. And in our system, what we think is good is lock up the coins and burn them and delay gratification. And that pushes the price up because price is just supply and demand. So when you remove supply from the market through staking, locking, destroying the coins, it drives up the price. And that's why if you look at the chart of Bitcoin versus Ethereum versus us, we're just doing the same things they did, but at a higher inclination because we have less negative externalities. We don't have to pay for mining hardware. We don't have to pay for electricity. We don't have inflation bugs. We don't it's just a vastly superior system. So, why does this make people angry? I don't know. It's Bitcoin with proof of work change. We pay Ethereum miners instead of Bitcoin miners. We pay them a small fee. We don't give them any block rewards. The only inflation goes to people that lock up their coins and drive the price up. It's just a proof of work change. That's it. Instead, it's proof of weight. So you have to wait and pay a miner a little bit to roll your transaction. It's a hybrid proof of stake, proof of work. Proof of stake for inflation, proof of work for logging the inflation.
Well, since you guys launched this thing, you guys are only up 312,000%.
Oh man, is that all? That's weak.
That's it.
Well, it sucks because it's a dip from 1,000,000%, but hey, dips are in the game.